So are you the ideal candidate since you are already a councillor of some long standing?
I think that gives you an advantage being a long-standing councillor. Obviously, part of the ward is in my patch. I think my other good qualification for the job is that I have lived in the constituency for 30 years. And policies that the Conservatives as a party are offering are getting the basics right, focusing on people's priorities, which is roads, it's education, it's the health service, recruiting extra GPs to fix the waiting list, bringing Scotland's education back to the world-class education it was.
Some of these things, of course, are matters which are devolved to Holyrood, and I suppose there is a natural crossover at any election, but especially at this general election.
I think it's always difficult because it's really clear that people's priorities are those local issues. So the way the funding settlement works means that what is voted for in Westminster does have a relationship to what is transferred up to the Scottish Government to spend. Of course, the Scottish Government doesn't have to choose to spend it on those policies. But I think there is also, and Douglas Ross talked about this at our manifesto launch, a greater need to hold the Scottish Government to account to ensure that they are spending the money on the people's priorities. I've been chapping doors in and around this area for 30 years, and roads is always the number one. Whatever election you stand in, roads is the one when you tally it up at the end of the day. There's issues as well with Leith Walk, since that's the way that the council has put in the cycle lanes and taken away from the pavements. It's become less of a walk and more of a transport corridor, and that does squeeze people out. And there's a greater and an increased emphasis, which I'm really pleased to see, about how the poor maintenance of the pavements does keep people in their houses. Older people are scared to go out because if they trip, they're worried. Can they, they go into the NHS, will they be seen, will they have a really long wait? And that is a really, really big concern for people.
And constituency.
Why am I the best candidate? Because I'm local and I've lived here for 30 years. Two, the training I've had on the council looking and scrutinising legislation gives me just a head start and a flying start on that. So you'll be getting a local champion. And I think the work I've put in as a councillor for 17 years demonstrates I will work hard on your behalf.